if you identified areas along Highway 20, you would certainly want to identify areas that utilities could be run to, and not just out in the middle of nowhere. We do have some urban revitalization areas identified in our county zoning, but when I was talking to Sherry about some things the other day, we were discussing this, and then we had that fine meeting with the DOT.
Who's Sherry?
Sherry Wilson. And then we had the sign meeting with DOT, and I had lunch with one of the officials last week when we were at the tourism conference, and they were telling me that if you do make that commercial or industrial along the highway, you want to make sure that you prohibit junkyards. And it has to be commercial or industrial. If, say, the barn quilt people want to put up "Welcome to Sac County, enjoy the barn quilts" billboard, it has to be zoned industrial, commercial industrial, or they can't put a billboard up. So we kind of caught ourselves, and they said urban revitalization might work for your zoning, but it doesn't work for the DOT. So we almost have to take a look at those urban revive areas and maybe rezone those areas. And, you know, like Sherry said,
why would we want to do that until you have some kind of commitment? Why would you want to change that from ag to industrial commercial until you had the need to do that?
Do you know how long it takes, the process takes? By that time you lose the person that wanted to come.
But at the same time, I'm not really necessarily wanting to make that zoning change if you don't have some kind of commitment for that purpose.
Then we won't have any businesses that put signs up there to bring them into any of the communities or anything like that either, because it would
in the right of way, in DOT right of way, that doesn't prevent you from doing outside of their right of way.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. According to their
how can that be?
I don't know. It's their restrictions, Rick, not mine. If that's their. You can't put them even 1,000 feet away unless it's in commercial and industrial, according to their laws. So
I have no idea.
I can bring you all the stuff.
DOT?
Yeah.
So DOT can tell you what to do on property that's not DOT property?
Because of the driver, because of what it does to the driver's attention. I can bring you those.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, because I'm amazed that they have the power to do that outside of their right of way.
Sure.
Well, a few years ago when they enacted that, didn't they have to tear down some billboards, different places, because they didn't comply with, they weren't grandfathered,
Yeah.
I've learned something today.
See, Missouri doesn't have that. You see, go down Missouri, there's signboards
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Then you come up into Iowa, and all of a sudden there's no billboards.
Well, it's kind of hit and miss, you know, on 20, there's some places there's billboards right up, you know, right next to the right, and then...
But see, if they were grandfathered in before in 1964, like the ones, I'm thinking like the ones in Moreland, they're right there, they were there.
No, but I meant on, you know, when they opened, since they've opened up near 20.
But those areas are probably zoned commercial industrial around the communities that have grown out there, like Webster City and Dyke and all of those. They've rezoned those areas so that signs can go up there. I'm just telling you, they came in here, held that meeting for everybody. We asked all kinds of questions. They provided us with all kinds of information. And then, like she said, they also have somebody that's in charge of junkyards that can't go anywhere close to 4-lane highways. And she's the one that does that. Like, she's make sure you prohibit that. I said, okay, just, you know, trying to pick up all the tips we can pick up here. So, and you know, it is a process to change zoning ordinances, because we've done it in the city since we've enacted new ones too and changed different areas. And as Sherry has said, things have come up that, you know, it's kind of like a judgment call that need to be corrected. So if you could do everything all at once, it would be one public hearing for you, one public hearing for them, so forth and so on. So
I guess I want to see the code to see what their distances are. That interests me.
Because nobody's going to take that ag land away from them.
I understand that, but you're still making a long-term commitment, long time in advance of any possibility of change.
That'd be nice.
And I want to see what we're working on.
Well, if you change that to commercial industrial zone, is that, you know, like say on a Bear 80, Doesn't
do
affect
anything
your
to it.
taxes,
No.
Tax based on use.
but if you own
Yes.
buildings, does it affect your millage?
Depends on your classification of your property. If you're ag, you're still ag, no matter what your zone.
Yeah.
Just like ag land, like I was just looking at earlier this morning, on ag land inside the incorporated limits of the city. So
It's still valued. That's a little different because the levies are different inside the
Yeah.
city limit, but out in the country, it's all based on classification, whatever it is. It's like in town, if you have a house set in a commercial area, it's still a house, or vice versa.
There's so many things I'll move to you.
It is.
You know,
We're still learning.
Yeah.
on, and this isn't germane necessarily what we're talking about, but these borrow pits that are starting to, take shape. Now, DOT, that's their property, and after construction's over, if they wanted, they can sell that back to the landowner that they bought it from.
It's my understanding they have the first option. Yeah.
First right of retreat. It's kind of like a auction.
Right.
And if they don't want it, then it can come up to the public.
The conservation or something, and then after that, anybody.
But they'll put an appraisal fee on it, and then that's what they'll get out of it.
And do they, once they sell it back to me, for example, or I buy it, and we come to an agreement, I buy it back, what control do they have over signage and activity on my borrow pit?
If it's
Does that come back under, can I put a sign up? I can't put, the way it sits now, I can't put up a barn quilt sign by my borrow pit because of the statute you claim.
That's why they tell me the billboards have to be 24 by 12. They have to be within so many feet of, as you're driving down, say, Interstate 29 going to Omaha, you see how far away those billboards are. That's the reason. If you're driving 80 down by Elkhorn and stuff, you'll see how far away, like the Davis Street Bell signs are and things like that. They still govern because of the distraction to the drivers. I think it makes sense, and,
To a point.
yeah.
But they don't own the property. I've got a property rights owner.
How do you
Problem
control
with
the
that.
DNR? You don't.
That's where I'm
Yeah.
coming from.
And they can't be within so many feet of an intersection, and you can't have, a drive within so many feet of an intersection and so forth and so on. They govern all of that, even though it's on, like Evapco, for instance, was located on a county road, but the entrance to Evapco could not be within 600, it had to be that far back.
From their
the main
state road.
intersection, yeah. So they govern, and we're looking at the same thing with the Boulders development, so. We're playing all the,
So, if it's zoned commercial, somebody puts up a motel, are the animal husbandry issues, are they grandfathered in?
nobody would probably put a motel anywhere close to a turkey confinement or something
Wow.
along there. If they do their, I don't know, hotels now, the other day, people were spreading, so.
Oh, this time of year.
So, it's there. It's a challenge, but it's something that we should be preparing ourselves for, because work's proceeding right along if you've gone out north of town and taken a look, so.
We do regularly.